Well, good evening. 7 weeks today, fresh from his knockout win over Dillian Whyte in front of 94,000 spectators at Wembley, the heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury, looked me and looked you in the eye and announced to the world he was not going to fight again.
Well, let me tell you something. Piers Morgan Uncensored. This is the truth, the gospel truth, nothing but the truth. I'm done. You know, every good dog has its day. And like the great Roman leader said, there'll always be somebody else to fight. When is enough enough? I'm happy, I'm healthy, I've still got my brains, I can still talk, I've got a beautiful wife, I've got 6 kids, I've got up-team belts, I've got plenty of money, success, fame, glory. What more am I doing it for?
Well, this morning, in the Sun newspaper, Tyson gave a little hint that it may not be completely out of the question, that he might come out of retirement for a reported £200 million fight to unify all the titles. So what's changed? Well, I'm glad to say that Tyson is joining me with the beautiful wife, Paris, that he talked about in our last interview. Good evening to both of you.
Good evening, Piers.
Hello there.
Now, Tyson, I've got one question to ask you. When you looked me in the eye those weeks ago and you vowed you were never, ever going to fight again, did you mean it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not going to fight again?
No, I still mean it, Piers.
So when
I'm not going to be fighting any more professional fights. I'm finished.
What happens if the Joshua Usyk fight in August in Saudi Arabia is a bit of a thriller and Joshua wins and the jungle drums begin beating, that the whole of Britain wants to see you finally get in a ring with Anthony Joshua, and Frank Warren, being the brilliant promoter that he is, puts a check on the table in front of you for such a gargantuan sum of money, you think, you know what, I've got one bit of unfinished business, and it's Joshua.
No, you know, I don't care who wins out the fight. I wish them both luck in the world. I'm done. I told you I was done 7 weeks ago. I meant it. There's some talk of me having some exhibition fights, but to be honest with you, I can't see that coming off either. Because I've got no real interest in fighting anymore. It's not just the fight on the night, it's all the stuff in the gym, taking punches to the head. It's just, enough is enough for me. I put a ridiculous number on today. I said, I'll come back for £500 million. £500 million. That's 500 million. So if that's not ridiculous enough to believe I'm not coming back for boxing, I don't know what is.
But somebody, and Frank Warren is a good promoter, but somebody might get that number for you. They might get that number for you. If they do, well, if they say, look, here's £500 million, would you take it?
Yeah. Listen, I would definitely look at it if there's £500 million on the table.
Just look at it.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that offer.
Just have a look.
So, Paris,
you
let me come to you.
£500 million's £500 million.
Well, let me come to your wife, who I suspect, you know, probably wears the rings in this marriage. Paris, how would you feel? Because I know after the Wilder trilogy, he vowed he wasn't going to fight again, and you believed him, and he did then fight again.
Well, after the first fight...
Yeah. Do you think he means
After his first fight with Wilder, I begged him not to fight again. And then he obviously fought on and he had the trilogy, and then he's fought again just the other day in Wembley. And he says he's definitely quitting and he's definitely finishing on top. But there's just still a glint in his eyes that I see. And I just don't know. I'd like him to retire. Everybody in his family, we're all happy with everything he's done, and obviously he's done amazing. But I just don't know. There's something in the back of my mind that thinks Tyson's still itching for certain fights.
You see,
he says he isn't, and he literally, we're here honestly together,
is why...
and he tells me no, and I would love to believe it, but I'm just not quite there. I think I'm with the rest of the public thinking, is it true?
You see, Paris, this is why I wanted you in this interview, because the wives always know. Tyson, if it was just me and you, I'd be taking all this at face value, but the woman you love, who you live with, who knows you better than any person alive,
women's instinct.
She sees that glint in your eye, and she thinks there's unfinished business. OK, I'll ask her a question while you're on. Paris, do you want me to fight again for any amount of money?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Will the 100 million or 200 million change our lives?
Not at all. But when have you done what I've asked you to do?
Never.
He always does what he wants to do. He will only do what he wants to do, whether it pleases me, him or everybody. He's only going to do what he wants to do.
And what have I said? I'm not going to fight. I said
Yeah.
to Frank Warren, I've told Bob Arum, I've told everybody. Tyson Fury and fighting is finished. The money is not tempting to me, to be fair.
No. But there's something still calling you out there, because the other day
Not
you were
really.
saying, oh, I want to do expeditions, and I might do this and I might do
Yeah,
that.
well, I might
and you
look at
train
an
every day like a
exhibition.
crazy Trojan.
Yeah, but I do train for my mental health and emotional fitness and everything else. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, I might do an exhibition. Exhibitions are not real fights, they're just pretend. Playtime, showtime, entertainment.
But there's still something calling you there. And I just
Well,
wonder,
not really.
you never know. I hope you're retired and I hope it stays that way, but it's one of them, we'll wait and see. I have to wait.
How
wait
long
till
do I have to stay out the ring before I'm officially retired then?
I don't know. I think you was retired for 10 minutes on Box Rec, wasn't you?
But I have been out the ring before for 3 years. 3 years and I came back.
Now, Tyson,
So
I'm
never
just
say
gonna-
never, but it...
Tyson, we've got a slight issue with your microphone, so I'm going to talk to Paris, and we're going to go full screen with Paris here while we fix your mic, and then we'll come back to you. Because
Okay.
Paris is actually doing a brilliant job on my behalf, getting the truth out of you. So we're going to come just to Paris for a moment. Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to fix Tyson's mic while we do
Okay.
this. So, Paris, here's what I want to talk to you about. You first met Tyson when you were what age?
15.
15 years old.
15 I was, Piers.
You've had a remarkably long, successful, not always perfect marriage to somebody who is, I think,
right.
one of the most unique people I've ever met in sport. Uniquely smart,
Probably
uniquely
ever.
fascinating, had his troubles, always talked so openly about them. What's it been like to be with Tyson all this time, and how have you seen him evolve?
Tyson has always been up and down and always been this crazy, lovable person that he is. And he's evolved in the fact that I think he's matured, which I do think all men take a little bit longer to do. And he is now happy and content in his life. And I think that's why he's retired. I think that's why in his heart and soul, he's happy with everything he's done. The career went great, everything that he ever wanted to do, and told me all them years ago, even as a young boy at 15 or 16, he told me I'm going to be heavyweight champ of the world. I didn't really believe it. I didn't believe that he couldn't do it. I just thought he'd probably get picked up in other things. But Tyson has done it, and I think he's happy and contented, which has made our life just brilliant, and everything's running really well. We've got 6 healthy children. We're happy. We're doing great. So to tick all the boxes, he's done that, and he's contented with his career and his life of what he's done. But as the wife, I just look and I just wonder, are you done? As much as everyone else, and I hope he is. I hope that with boxing's done and he chooses another path and finds something that he's passionate about and carries on with it. But will he stay out the ring? I honestly, and we're sitting here together and whatever we say afterwards, but I do think there's a question mark there.